Five, four, three, two, one. Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
You know what I'm thinking, Tom? Your tongue instantly knows the texture of everything you see. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the 13th day of September of the year 2025, the latest it has ever been, my friend.
In the history of mankind.
Yes, sir.
The tongue is pretty sharp as well. It knows a whole lot more than we think. It knows when we've screwed something up. Like, I shouldn't have said that, right?
What if all of our thoughts are not necessarily in our heads, but they're also in our hearts and in our tongues? There's a deep thought for the day. That
could be really weird. I know a lot of our thoughts are in other places too, so that's probably not so good. I don't know, man. That's a slippery slope. But
let's
anyway.
be careful about that. We have a good show planned for you, and the person maybe still sleeping next to you, so maybe you give them a little nudge and say, Greg and Tom are talking, and you never know what's going to happen live when the Green Bay Packers come up. Yeah, we'll talk about them later. We definitely are going to talk about them later. They had a great week, one of the greatest weeks in NFL history. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit there, but we are Packer fans, so we get to do that. We'll get into that later. Right now, let's take care of this. Our big number of the week challenge has Greg in the lead by a score of 5-4. And can Tom catch up this week? Well, he might if he gets this correct. The big number this week is 27 billion. That's a big number. Wow. Is the answer connected or cooked? Connected or cooked? Shane says, let's go. Good morning, Shane. Put your guess in the comments too, buddy. We want to know if you know what the big number of the week is. And all your guessing is connected or cooked. And I challenge you. Go ahead. I challenge you. Google, AI, whatever. Search for the big number of the week. The story that the big number has something to do with, I believe, came out this week. I don't think it's always within the last 2 weeks. I think it came out this week. So there you go. You can maybe see if you can find it. Get it in the chat with us today. We're going to be visiting today with our friend from Midway Village Museum, a professional grant writer. We're going to talk about grant writing with Cira Richardson. If you have a not-for-profit and you're looking for funds for different things, there is a plethora. There's my big college word for the day today. There is a plethora of grants available that if you went to college, you probably applied for some grant money or scholarship money, and you found out from your guidance counselor how many wide-ranging things were out there. It's kind of wild, isn't it, Tom? How many different scholarships and grants are out there that have nothing to do with academics.
Right. Yeah. I when I was in college, I had applied for a couple. They were small grants, and I got them just because somebody would nominate you for the grant or whatever. And it's a really good feeling. It's like, wow, I won the grant. Are you kidding me?
Here's 500 here. Here's 2,000 there. Here's 5,000, whatever it might be.
And it's designed to help you in your studies.
Yes.
Because, school's not cheap.
Yeah, yeah, and the same really is true for not-for-profits, I've learned, and I think, Cira will give us some more direction on that. But, our first guests today are involved with a couple different we have a few different things to talk about today with our first guests because our next In-Crowd 815 networking group event is coming up at the end of this month, our free networking event at Chilango's Authentic Mexican, and I want to make sure. Let me get that website up. I was almost prepared with everything, Tom, and then I messed up something. So there we go. It's my fault. Um, and Michael Ruffcorn is with Wholesale Payments. He is going to be the host, I should say the sponsor, because one of his clients will be hosting our event. And one of his clients is Chilango's Authentic Mexican Cuisine. I'm looking for the, Tom, I'm sorry. This is usually ready to go. Now it's ready to
All right.
go.
We're looking at pretty flowers. Nothing's
Look at
bad
pretty
about that.
flowers.
So yeah.
This is what I'm looking to bring up right here. And even though I bring up the screen, I got to take off the overlay. I'm playing with Restream today, friends. I'm playing with Restream today.
All right.
Longo's Authentic Mexican Cuisine is going to be the actual host of our September In-Crowd 815 networking group event. And Michael is with Wholesale Payments. I'm bringing Stephanie and Michael on the screen right now, so be ready, guys. Welcome to the In-Crowd 815 podcast, my friends. How are we doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning. Doing great.
It is a beautiful day in Northern Illinois, and I'll bring this screen up again a little bit later. But first, let's meet our guests. Michael, starting with you, we're going to ask you about where did you grow up and go to school? Let's start with your childhood years first. Where'd you grow up?
Sure. I grew up in Rockford.
All right.
I lived here my whole life, and I went to Berean Baptist from the young age of 4 years old until I graduated. So I was there my whole life.
Nice.
I'm a Rockfordian, and I'm a Berean Baptist Kingsman.
All right. He's the Kingsman. That's right.
I am.
For a short while, there was a bit of a rivalry between Berean Baptist and Christian Life School. There was some sports played back in the day, but then both schools kind of went through some changes. So, anywho, that's cool. And these days, you're with Wholesale Payments, but what's the career arc that led you to being a wholesale payments representative?
Sure. So I worked at Chrysler coming out of high school for 17 years. So then they shut the plant down in March of 2023, and I had to transition. But I loved working with people. That was kind of my go-to thing at Chrysler. So I actually had a friend of mine that his kid played coach pitch baseball with my son, and I had
Mhm.
time on my hands. So I approached him about the industry, and he said, "Give this a shot." And I've learned in this industry that I really enjoy working with people and building relationships through wholesale payments. It just gives me that avenue. And I get to help business owners first try to see if I can save them any money, but also help their business run efficiently with the credit card side of things. So I really enjoy it.
And there's a lot of small business owners, small and medium-sized business owners in the 815 area that are amazing business owners, but shall we say, lack in the technical skills of things when it comes to, setting things up computer-wise and that sort of thing. So someone like you that be able to help them with their payments, which is a really important thing about business, being able to
Yeah.
accept payment for your services. That's pretty huge. What kind of stuff have you seen in your couple of years of doing this? That's what kind of, obviously Chilango's Authentic Mexican Cuisine, one of your clients that's going to be hosting us this month is one of them, but you've helped a lot of people get set up with their point of sale type credit card swiping and stuff like that. Anything stand out to you that was a real defining learning experience for you? We're like, oh, this is why I'm doing this right here. This is great.
Yeah. So I mean, the biggest thing is first coming out of the gate, you don't know what you're doing. You're just trying to talk to people and sell. But that's why I'm giving kind of homage to Chilangos. They were my first client. They gave me the first shot. And the cool thing about them is they opened another restaurant, Taco El Jefe in Los Park. And Jose, the owner, reached out to me and he said, you've been a good friend of mine throughout the years. I want to give you my second location to work with me as well. And another cool thing is, as I've grown in the networking industry, I've met business owners. And what I do is I take the time. I don't just, let's just sign you up. I sit down and I say, do you need a POS for a restaurant? Do you need just a credit card reader? Do you need a virtual terminal where you can send payment links, payment invoices? And I've had multiple people that have worked with me, and I've had multiple customers that use Square. That's a big one in the industry. But they've got hit with a lot of the fees on the back end when it came to Square. And I've saved a lot of merchants, and it's just building that relationship, just having that person that you can call if you have an issue, whether it's 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night. I'm still your guy that's going to help you with those issues. So.
That's cool. That's cool. And what you do doesn't just relate to businesses, right? Because not for profits that take donations. Many of them take donations through credit cards. Is that something that you can handle as well?
Correct. Yeah, I actually Berean Baptist School. They're one of my clients. I've got them with a credit card reader, and they also have a way to take payment links as well to the school too. So there's multiple avenues. My biggest thing is let's just sit down, have a 5-10 minute conversation. If it makes sense, it makes sense. I don't ever push anything on people because I want to build that relationship and that trust first, because that's key in this industry. And once I do that, but the cool thing is we're always running promotions. Right now, one cool promotion that we're running is a gift card promotion. If a business signs up, they get free gift cards through us. We customize them however they like. You can send digital gift cards. You can send them that way. So there's always cool things that can help your business grow.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, Stephanie, who's sitting by patiently waiting for her turn, is from the Haven Network. Michael's chosen not-for-profit to be a part of this event on September 25th. And I'm curious to learn about you, Stephanie. See if I can put you on the bigger side of the screen here. And there we go. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up and go to school?
My whole childhood, I grew up outside of Milwaukee, in a town called Wauwatosa.
Wauwatosa. That's a little bigger than the town I grew up in, Wind Lake.
Okay.
Down by Muskego. Yes.
Yep.
All right.
I grew up in Rockford. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, that's a town. All right.
I think we're all Packer fans here, right, Stephanie? Packer fan?
Yes.
Well, this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. All right, carry on. I'm sorry. I'm easily distracted.
That's the same. Yeah, that's about it. I grew up outside of Milwaukee, and high school, I went to Wauwatosa East High School and back then they were the Red Raiders. I don't know if they still are.
The Red Raiders. See, I could be afraid of a Red Raider. All right. That's
very intimidating.
Like some fear in people. All right.
So yeah, that's where we started. And I graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater with a degree in history and political science. And now I'm here.
Okay. My sister graduated from Whitewater. I went to Stout. I couldn't. I probably should have went to Whitewater, but that's another story.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Great school, beautiful campus at UW Whitewater. I did spend a couple weeks there because of DCI drum major camp before my senior year in high school. I was a drum major for my high school band, and loved being on that campus for a couple weeks. It was so fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So after Whitewater, you got into what?
Oh, a whole plethora of different jobs. Nothing really stuck until now. So moved to Rockford like 24 some years ago, and I haven't left.
All right. So the Haven Network, what is the background of the Haven Network? Why was it started? What's the purpose? Who do they serve?
Now we're getting into the things I like to talk about.
There we go.
All right.
Now you're gonna have to get me to be quiet. So, about 25 years ago, our founder was in a meeting with a whole bunch of medical professionals, and she heard a doctor say that there was a need for the type of care that we provide families, that families who had lost a baby were just kind of sent home and good luck. And the doctor knew that there had to be something better that could be done. And she heard that idea, and in her creative go-getter mind, she made it happen. And it started out of her home, and then it moved to a church basement, and now it moved to downtown Rockford by Water Street. So she made it happen, and now we've been serving families for almost 25 years, immediately in the hospital after their baby is born. And we provide long-term grief services for as long as the families need at no cost. So it's really grown from where she imagined it starting. And
I want to bring up the website here really quick too. This is one of those things. I don't know that people think much about hospice when it comes to infants, right? That's not something I don't think that.
Those two words are not supposed to go together.
No. And so the Northern Illinois Perinatal Hospice and Bereavement Center, the bereavement side, I completely get. Anyone who's ever lost a baby, whether it's stillborn or shortly after birth or
Right.
Fill in the blank there, that's heartbreaking enough. I mean, obviously, but the hospice side of that, might be the first time I'm even thinking about that. So I guess I wrapping my head around that is happening in real time, like right now. So
Right.
talk about that a little bit. What does that look like for a family that's needing hospice care for an infant?
Right. So that our hospice is not a medical hospice. So we're not going in and providing medical care after baby is born. We're more part of the hospice in the sense of when a family goes in for their 20-week ultrasound and they find out that their baby has a condition incompatible with life. They have all the medical people that they need. The side that they don't have is the place where someone who knows how to walk through the final steps for them to help them process and prepare for the birth of their baby, from all the practical things like how they want the birth to be, to choosing a funeral home, to having to plan a funeral for their child, to kind of helping families make those last moments, as however emotionally hard they are, to know that they've done the best that they could. We don't want families walking out saying, oh, I wish I did that, or I wish I had known that, or I should have done this, or I should have done that. We want to be there to help alleviate those questions.
I immediately think of the 2 miscarriages that my wife and I experienced, and how we took that. Obviously, we have family here, so it's not like we were alone, but we
Right.
kind of, in a sense, felt a little bit alone and grieved in our own ways, and did what we did to grieve the loss of those 2 babies. And but I'm sure some people would really prefer to have someone help talk them through the situation, especially if you don't have family nearby.
For sure. And my husband and I had the same situation. Our son passed away at birth. He was 8 pounds and all the adorableness and everything. And it was completely unexpected. And while we have family here, there's not a word to put by it. Like, we're so grateful to have our family and our friends that were around us and stayed with us and helped us through. But knowing that there was something like the Haven Network that could be there for all those questions where people say, I don't know, like our next steps, or is this normal, or I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling that way, or how do we talk to our kids about what just happened, and all that kind of, knowing that when we walked out of the hospital, we were on our own. Like, we're so sorry this happened to you. Good luck. And so the Haven starts, in the hospital with the families. And I mean, sometimes physically we will walk out with the family after they leave the hospital, and we will be there for them. And just knowing that there's a place that not only gets it personally and professionally, but is there for you to help make sense of the whirlwind of grief. It really makes a difference in your grieving.
And everyone grieves differently. It's not like there's any right answer to this is how you must grieve. No, there's no must way of grieving anything. Yeah. So obviously a service like this becomes forefront of people's minds when someone they're close to, or someone themselves has a situation like this come up. It is you said this has been around for 25 years?
My math is not mathing today. About 23 years.
23 years. Okay. And are you connected to all the hospitals? What is, I guess, your connection to the people that end up needing your services the most?
So we work with all 3 hospitals here in Rockford: OSF, Swedes, and UW Health. And also, so we're in the emergency room, labor and delivery, the NICU. We're also connected with providers' offices all throughout Northern Illinois. So two ways. When a family presents at the hospital with a loss, the nurses will advocate for us and say, this is the Haven Network. This is what they can do. This is how they can help. And that's where we connect with the family right there in the hospital. And then providers' offices, when they do an ultrasound or find out that there's a potential miscarriage, we have our miscarriage kits at each provider's offices that helps connect the families with the Haven Network. So we try and reach families wherever we can.
Okay. There's, I think, a misconception, and maybe it's not. So I'm going to ask you for some clarification, I guess, on this. There, in culture today, there's a lot of arguments when it comes to abortions and stuff like that. And some people have been purporting the argument that if there's a miscarriage and a DNC or something like that has to be done, that those things couldn't be done if abortions were made illegal. I don't see that way, but am I wrong about that? It's not really an abortion when the baby's already passed and needs to be removed.
Yeah, there's so many state and different rules about that all over that it's always, depends what state you're in and who you get. But no, in Rockford, if it is medically necessary and baby has passed away, they're not going to just make you carry baby until baby naturally, unless that is something you want.
Right. And again, that's a whole nother area.
Another one, and I would need more coffee for that.
You need a good relationship with your doctor. Your OB. You need to know that you can trust your doctor's opinions on what state you are in. Obviously, your health is you want to protect your own health. Sometimes it might sound selfish to some people to say such a thing, but that's life. I mean, you need to protect your own health.
You do.
So when it comes to grief support, I have a couple of ladies' faces on the screen here. It looks like Delinda and Cody. What's that?
They're gonna love that.
Well, maybe explain what their role is with the Haven Network.
So Cody and Delinda are grief counselors that volunteer their time to provide grief counseling to the families if they need it, if they would like it. We've kind of changed our grief support program. So Kathy and I are both certified mental health coaches that specialize in grief and loss. I mean, that makes sense given what we do.
Yeah.
So the families, if they want, they sit down and they will meet with us. And sometimes we find that most people just want someone to talk to about it openly and honestly, from their whole experience to their baby, to everything that they're experiencing. Because we live in a society that's uncomfortable with death. And then you throw in child loss or baby loss on top of it, and people just malfunction. They don't know how to handle that. So Kathy and I provide that place for them to come in and say all the things, say all the words, say all their feelings about everything that they've gone through and have to deal with still. So we have found that honestly, people just need a safe place to talk. And that applies to so many sectors of our life.
Absolutely. So I see they're through KP Counseling, which is excellent. That's awesome.
We need to update that page a little bit. So thanks for making more work for me. Cody to Four Corners Wellness and is strictly with Fitzgerald Funeral Home right now.
That was going to be my next question, because I know I know the KP of KP has got Four Corners now, so that would make sense.
Exactly. Yep. So I got to update that page.
All right, Stephanie. So I'm looking at this top line of things from the Haven Network's website. I'm going to put this in the chat here so people can click on it real easy and go to thehavennetwork.org. Is there something on this top line of links here that would make sense to click on and talk about before we move on today?
I don't think so offhand.
Okay. And I know Michael, and I think Michael's brother, if I got that correct, have worked with the Haven Network in the past. I don't know what you want to talk about that, Michael, but just I wanted to open that up to you, what your connection was that led you to the Haven Network.
Yeah, sure. So my wife and I, we have 4 children, 2 boys, 16 and 14, and we have 2 boys that are stillbirth that have passed away. Um, Back in 2017 and 2021, our son Zach was our first stillbirth. 22 weeks. We thought everything was good, and unfortunately, when you go through that experience, your world is completely shocked, turned upside down. So we were in the hospital having to deliver our boy. And at first, we didn't know what to think. You're recommended to have the AV Network services. But with having 2 boys already here with us, it was very reassuring. They made our son Zach, look, take pictures, just the services that you want to just have them memories. And like Stephanie said, you wanted someone to talk to. So it was even the services after where we were able to still talk to someone, even grief counseling. And then again, when Logan passed away in 2021, it was just one of them things where, same exact weeks, 22 weeks. We lost both of our boys at 22 weeks. And as a family, I mean, it's kind of brought us closer. We appreciate each other even more, but it's still just that initial shock where the Haven Network kind of came in. And that's what I was fortunate that I was able to bring the Haven Network on here this morning. And I was able to give back a little bit too. I gave a donation to the Haven Network with some commissions that I received recently to them because they are very near and dear to my heart. Because again, in that moment, you are just completely shocked. You don't know what to do. And having the resources really helped my family a lot.
So if someone wants to donate money or time, Stephanie, are either of those options with the Haven Network?
They are definite options. So, yep, like you said, donations are super welcome. We are solely funded through donations and grant writing is so much fun. So,
she said sarcastically.
Did you detect that this morning? Financial donations, editorial donations, in-kind donations. We have an Amazon wish list. That's a big word this morning. That helps provide some of the keepsakes to our families. And also, if people are crafty, who can knit and sew and crochet and paper crafts and jewelry and woodworking, and if you have some sort of artistic talent, we can always put that to use, because all of the outfits and hats and diapers and everything that is made for the baby is handmade by our volunteers. So every baby from 12 weeks to full term to a couple months old, all of their blankets and outfits are handmade and unique and special to that baby.
Yep.
Nice. Well, there's a donate page, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put this right on the in the chat so people can see. Real easy. Click on that. If you're following us on Rumble, on our Facebook page, or on YouTube, you can click on those links. If you're in other places, you probably won't see that in the comments section, so you might need to go there directly, or again, check out our Rumble, Facebook, or YouTube page to get onto those links a lot easier with just the one click. The havennetwork.org/donate is where we are there. So is there anything? Go ahead.
And then one more thing I'll also promote again for the Haven Network. If any business owner does meet up with me and sign up with me until my in-crowd, I will continue to donate to the Haven Network. So if anybody signs up, again, it's no cost to you to sign up with me. We meet, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. But I will continue to give back to the Haven Network until my in-crowd. So $50 of any client that signs up, I'll just cut them another check for a donation on my end.
Awesome. Good deal. Good deal. Is there anything that we did not ask you about, Stephanie, that you were hoping that we would? We might make sure we cover today before we move on.
No, I think we covered the solid ground of it.
All right, Shane, there's your link. I put it up on there. I put it on the, Shane's asking, is there a link to donate directly? Yep. I put that on the screen, and it's in the chat there, buddy. So thank you for watching this morning,
Thanks,
Shane. And thank you so much for your time here this morning. We're going to do some transition with Tom. We call this Tom's Trivia Challenge. So stand by for ludicrous speed. Here we go. All right, Tom, buddy, we'll put you center square so we can find out. And Cira joins us from the Midway Village Museum. Good morning, Cira.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Midway Village. Very familiar with Midway. I used to work there years ago.
Yes. All right, Tom, what do you got for us this week?
All right. First and foremost, good morning, everybody. It is time for Tom's Trivia. Now, at the outset, I will say this trivia here is designed so that you don't go kicking the dirt going, man, I'm stupid. You're going to probably know most of these, and we got a good panel of 4 here, so we should do all right. We should do all right. Pretty
Be
much.
ready, Shane. We might go to you as our phone a friend. So if we need help with our trivia.
All right, here we go. Here we go. First question, literature. This could be a difficult one. I don't know. Maybe not. Literature. Which author wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Was it Roald Dahl or Ian Fleming?
It wasn't Edgar Allan Poe.
It was not. No, he quit writing at this point. So he would write nevermore, nevermore, nevermore. Okay, so once again, which author wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Was it Roald Dahl or Ian Fleming? There you go. No,
Any help?
The first one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first one.
All right. I neither one of those is sparking anything in my brain. And I've seen, and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was one of the first movies I ever bought on VHS. So I'm a little disappointed in
What's a
myself.
VHS?
I hear you. I'm old. I'm old.
VHS.
I will make it. Have I told the story before? The very first VHS player I bought Charlie and the Chocolate, Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Okay, so
By the way, the 80s called. They want them back.
I might still have them. That's the sad thing.
Yeah. All right. So
Please,
let me
first
just
one.
explain here. Roald Dahl is he's very Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and a lot of other James and the Giant Peach. That's not the answer though.
Okay.
Ian Fleming of James Bond fame wrote it. Yep.
Such a weird- I wonder what he was taking when he wrote that. That's another conversation. All right, so we're not gonna have a perfect score this week, but we can still get 6 out of 7. Let's go.
You can come close enough. All right, aminals. Animals. Here we go. What color are emu eggs? Are they green or are they pink?
Green.
Green.
Emu eggs.
Yeah.
We're going with green. Come on, baby.
All right. In honor of my Green Bay Packers, that is correct. Yeah.
Woo! All right, we get a
Yeah.
point. Mark us down for a point, Judge.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Question number 3. Acronyms. It's not really an acronym. It's an initialism, but I say acronym because most people don't understand what an initialism is. All right, here you go. What do the letters XO stand for in a bottle of cognac? Many cognac brands use this marking. XO. What does it stand for in a bottle of cognac? These may be tougher than I thought. I apologize.
Interesting.
Questions.
Hugs and kisses.
That's exactly where I thought she was going with this, but then he brought up the cognac thing.
Well, hugs and kisses are after you've taken a couple of shots of cognac. So that was inappropriate. See,
I
there you
don't
go.
Life or death or life? I don't know.
All right, I'm going to give you a slight little hint. The X does not start with an X.
Is it a Roman numeral? Is
I
it
don't-
supposed to be 10?
No, it's not. It's
Oh, my
more
goodness.
like boy, I don't know. There's no hints of it. I'm sorry.
We
They have
swing and miss. We
confused
swing and
me.
miss on this one, Tom.
Extra old.
Oh.
Extra
Okay.
old.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'll give you that.
All right. Numerals, as in Roman numerals. In Roman numerals, what does D represent? The letter D.
D.
Let's
D
see.
as
L
in David.
A
L
big-
is 50. X is 10. Is
D 100? No.
no, I
Million.
don't. It's got to be a big number, right?
It might have to be because 100 is a C note.
Like 10,000?
Oh. You know,
Wow.
they all kind of
Oh my
work
gosh.
together.
You know, You don't see D very often in the Roman numerals thing. So yeah, I know this Super Bowl is going to be LX. How about that? That's
there you
that's
go.
Super Bowl 60 coming up.
Super
What,
Bowl
Green
60.
Bay
what Super Bowl
Packers.
will it be when they start using D's in the Super Bowl?
You want to know the answer?
Yeah.
We'll all
Yeah.
be dead by then.
Yeah.
That'll be Super Bowl 500.
500.
500.
We didn't mean to
Okay.
make.
All
I'm
right.
so sorry. All right. Well, you know what? You guys still have a chance here.
May-
All right. Commercials.
maybe
Name
we
the
block him with
office.
this.
Name the office supply company that introduced the easy button in their commercials.
That was easy.
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Staples.
That was easy.
Staples.
Yeah.
That was easy.
I love this thing. I bought this thing at, I think, the Goodwill about 10 years ago, and
That was easy.
I've used it 1,000 times. I'm surprised I haven't used the Packers scored a touchdown the other day, and
That was easy.
it was. They're 2-0.
That was easy.
Woo, baby.
All right.
Don't stop me now. I'm on a roll.
Oh,
Keep going. Keep going.
thank you for one
Keep
easy
going.
one, Tom.
An easy one?
Thank you for one easy one.
Come on now. Come on now. All right. What is the name of the fictional rooster from Looney Tunes?
Foghorn.
I said, boy, listen to me when I'm talking to you, boy. I said, boy.
Foghorn.
Yeah,
Leghorn?
Foghorn Leghorn.
Leghorn.
Yes, Foghorn Leghorn. Yes. All right. Final question. I believe. Are you 3-3? Is that what it is?
I
Yeah.
think we're 3-3.
You
And
are.
these
You are
questions-
3-3.
These questions today, friends, won't be at the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest, but the similar questions will be there, and we're
Okay.
gonna have audience participation as a part of this next event. So just so you know, some of the questions from past In Crowd 815 podcast shows will be asked as trivia questions to the audience for the potential to win some really great prizes for yourself and possibly for your chosen not-for-profit as well. So join us at Tabala, November 13th, Thursday night. Tickets are now on sale for audience people to be there and spectate the whole spectacle that is the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest. Again, coming up on November 13th. And tickets, early bird tickets are only $15 and available now. They will go up to 20 before the event. So if you want to get tickets now, if you're a contestant, if you're a part of a team, you do not need a ticket. Okay. If you're a part of a team, you're on a VIP list, you're getting in as a part of the team. But if you're not on a team, but you want to be in the audience for the fun and witness everything and possibly even win some stuff, we've got the link now up on the website. All right, Tom, final question of the week.
That will be fun. Okay, you know what? This is an homage to Midway Village, kind of, maybe, sort of, a little bit. By the way, Sarah, right? It's Sarah. I'm noticing your spelling there. It's how do you pronounce it?
It's Cira.
Cira. Okay,
Yes.
Cira. Are you a Packer fan? And just keep in mind, we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I know.
Are you a Packer fan or not?
I cannot tell a lie. I am not.
Oh, we're done. We're out of
I
here.
knew that was
I'm
coming.
kidding.
I
I'm
knew
kidding.
it.
I'm kidding. All right. And I got a question that you should know. And if you don't, I apologize. I really apologize. In what year did Rockford become a city? Now, remember, they were Midway up until this year, and then they officially incorporated in this year.
So the year that this city officially became Rockford and not Midway,
Mm-hmm.
what year was that, friends? 18 something.
Yes, it was 18 something.
18 something.
I will give you a hint. It is before 1850. There is a group that is called the Blank Society. I know this because I used to work there. I
Is
just
it the
have to remember.
Swedish Society?
No, it's a year we're looking for.
It's like
Oh,
18, the 1842 Society or something like that.
You're kind of
Oh.
Yeah, it's something like
Wait
that.
Yes, I know what he's talking about.
close. Go ahead if you got the answer.
1834.
1834 is correct. Yes.
Woo! We'll take
Yes,
it.
1834 Society. All right, you guys went 4 and 3. That's good.
That's
That is
good.
what is that? 60? It's not 60%. It's like 57%, maybe. That's good.
It's better than
good.
50%, and that works for me.
You couldn't do
That
50
works for me.
anyway, but yeah, you're right. It's better than you got more than half of them right. So it's better than 3 and 4.
Shane's jumping in with his 1834. I got a feeling he's using his Google machine, but I wasn't going to say it.
Okay, so hold on. Note to self: do not ask these questions at the contact. There we go.
Want to give a shout out to Linda's this morning. She says taco jefe. Amazing. Thanks to Michael for that. Bobby saying the food is amazing over at Chilango's as well. So thank you for chiming in this morning, Linda and Bobby and Shane. That's awesome. And Stephanie and Michael, we really appreciate you jumping on with us this morning, telling us all about the Haven Network, wholesale payments, and of course that next big In Crowd 815 free networking event at Chilango's Authentic Mexican. That's September 25th, Thursday night, 5:30 to 7:30. Going to have some free food and beverages while they last. And it's going to be a great night of networking too. So you meet some of Rockford's nicest professionals. So you guys, yep.
Well, I was going to say, was Shane late to the party with his answers here? He's got Ian Fleming there.
He does.
I didn't see it until just now. Was he just a little too late with it or what?
We didn't stall long enough for him to hit the Google machine for us.
Oh, there you go. The Google machine. He doesn't mean that, Shane. He doesn't mean that. Just because he Googles stuff.
That's all right. That's all right. Stephanie, Michael, you have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you on the 25th. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
you guys.
very much. All right. Midway Village Museum is the subject now. And Cira, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me today.
Your hair looks amazing for being so early in the morning. How did you do it?
Hey, I woke up really early for you guys.
All right.
Well, appreciate that very much. And we want to learn all about you before we get into Midway Village and the grant writing stuff. So where did you grow up, Cira?
Sure. So I would say for the most of my life, I grew up in Rockford, Illinois, spent some time as a child in Arizona, but I really don't count that because I was pretty young, but pretty much born and raised here in Rockford.
Okay. School.
So I did a number of different things. I went private, public, homeschooled, and then ultimately, funny you guys were talking about Christian life this morning. I'm a Christian life graduate.
All right. So you're an Eagle. There we go.
Eagle. And then I carried on that eagleness. I don't know if that's the word.
Yeah.
At Judson. I got my degrees at Judson.
You know, when my kids were all at Christian Life, and for a time I was actually selling the advertising that you saw on the walls of the gymnasium and the football field. I told the Judson folks, I said, you need a sign in here that says, "Stay an Eagle, come to Judson," and I think they actually put one up for a while, but good for you. Judson's a great college.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And by the way, Eagles had a great football game last night. They beat Harvest Westminster 50 to 41. It was a back and forth game, tough battle on the gridiron, and they got homecoming coming up this next Friday night at Christian Life Schools. So kudos to them. So you went to Judson, and then after college, what was your career path after that?
Yeah, so my career path was actually interesting because I spent a lot of my time in school and kind of not knowing what I wanted to be when I grew up kind of thing. And so they always tell you, if you don't know what you want to do, just get a business degree. And so that's what I did. I got my bachelor's in business and then my master's in organizational leadership. And I was headed for like corporate America kind of thing. And my youngest sister was actually applying for a job at United Way. This was back in like 2008. And I was helping her prepare for that interview. Well, she ended up getting another job opportunity. And it was like, well, you prepared this whole entire time. Maybe you should go for it. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I will. And so that was like my first entry into the nonprofit world was through United Way.
Okay. So you spent some time at United Way.
Yep. I spent some time in United Way, and then that kind of morphed into other opportunities in the nonprofit world. So I've been in that space for about 18 years in a number of different capacities, from case management to fundraiser, grant writer, director, all those things.
Okay.
Did the United Way think they were hiring your sister? Was this like a Freaky Friday thing?
Yeah.
I thought your name was Jane. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, Jessica? And I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with it. That's my other name, like Dewey Finn in School of Rock. Oh, that's my my other name.
That's
I don't know
right.
if you saw
That's
School
right.
of Rock. But great movie.
Great movie.
The only Jack Black movie I like. Otherwise, I can't stand him. But anyway.
Awesome. So years of the United Way, and that led to some other stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
And now you find yourself at Midway Village Museum. Is I don't even know. So I'm totally asking out of ignorance. Are you considered a full-time employee at the Midway Village Museum, or is it something that's part-time and you do something else on the side? How does that work for you?
Yep. So I am part-time at Midway Village. I primarily do their grant writing, and then I manage like their membership side and do some sponsorship stuff for them. But my side business is I'm an independent grant writer also. So other nonprofits, usually smaller ones, seek me out and I write grants for them.
And when we kicked off the show today, Tom and I were talking about the fact that when you're in high school, junior, senior year in high school, and you're thinking about maybe going to college, and your guidance counselor comes to you with all these, hey, you might qualify for this grant or this scholarship or this thing. There's so many things available that aren't even academic related sometimes that people can apply for to go on to college. It seems to me that's kind of the same way in the grant writing world for not-for-profits. Is that kind of a good analogy?
Yeah, I would say so. I think the thing is that with nonprofits, just like a high school student, a lot of people don't know where to start and where to look.
Yeah.
And so that process by itself is already overwhelming. But You're right. There are a lot of grant opportunities available at a local level, at a state level, at a federal level. And then you have a lot of different corporations, like banks, for example, that are nationwide. So even if you didn't have, say, like a U.S. bank in your community, they still support nonprofits across the United States.
Okay. Do you personally have like a website or some other resource to share with people about what you do for them?
I don't. So what ended up starting out as people who've kind of known me through working for other nonprofits, I didn't think that it was going to take off the way it did, because it was like kind of, hey, can you help me out with this? And then it was like, but I know somebody who needs help. Oh, but I know somebody who needs help. And so I've just been doing this behind the scenes, and it just started taking off. So yeah, I was surprised by that.
It sounds like it would make sense then to share your LinkedIn profile as basically your website, because that's the place to go. It's not, some people still think of LinkedIn as just a place to look for jobs and stuff like that. And it's so much more now. It's become such a social network on a professional side of things.
Yeah.
And our podcast right now is actually streaming live on LinkedIn. They let us do that live and don't make us just share the link later, which is really cool. So LinkedIn.com, Cira Richardson, look up her there. If somebody needs or thinks they need your service, what kind of a consultation do you like to set up with not-for-profits to get things started?
Yeah, sure. So because I'm independent, I can work locally or, across the United States. So assuming that it's a local conversation, we meet one-on-one, and I get a better understanding of their nonprofit. I end up really become like a consultant in a lot of ways, because in order to qualify for grants or really look good on paper, you have to have a lot of different things in order. And so sometimes I'm helping with other pieces of the nonprofit. So when a funder wants to go on the website, or wants to check out different things about a company to make sure that they're legitimate and that they're worth investing in, we got to make sure all those ducks are in order, because you never want I always say you take every reason to say no off the table. We're not in that room when that decision is being made. So we need to take every opportunity that there's no question in their mind that you are legitimate and this project or nonprofit is worthy of the money.
That's a great point. That's a really great point, because one of my biggest frustrations with enough not-for-profits is the difficulty it is to find out how to volunteer or donate to them.
Mm-hmm.
The way things are today, things have been made so easy for us that if it takes more than 2 clicks, we're gone. We're doing something else.
Absolutely.
So how do you 1 or 2 click the donation and the volunteer offer to make it as streamlined as possible? That's so important today.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I say is I give people the information and I make my recommendations. And then of course they have to make their decisions from there. But every decision that they make could make or break the yes or the no in a funder wanting to give money. So, you know,
and even just, putting your best foot forward, your bright, shiny face, your beautiful building, whatever it might be, that all seems nice and it's great. But again, if it takes more than 2 clicks to get to that place where you are asking people to go, you're losing. And I can't emphasize that enough. Is that right?
Oh my goodness. That is so true. And again, you want to not ever not look legitimate. I mean, and I get it, small nonprofits, they don't have websites, they don't have a lot of different things, but like your Facebook, like social media is free. That could be top notch, so invest as much as possible in that to really showcase your organization, because companies will look you up. It's not enough to have an EIN number to say that you're legitimate. So you really have to work hard to make sure that if someone goes to search you, that they don't have a question like, is this for real? This doesn't feel, this doesn't feel right.
Right. Absolutely. I'm going to bring up the Midway Village Museum website real quick, just to show off this great place that you get to work.
Yeah.
And midwayvillage.com. You said you are involved in the membership, correct?
Yes.
So let's bring up the membership page. And here's kind of what I'm saying. Here's an example of what I'm saying. I went to midwayvillage.com. I clicked on membership, and what's there? The order form. Easy to see, easy to say. It's very intuitive. You're asking me to fill this out.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy. This is the way it should be, right? So self-critique or self pat yourself on the back, Cira. Tell us a little bit about your involvement with Midway Village and memberships.
So we actually just revamped that page. That's funny that you bring that up. So I had nothing to do with that in like years past, but just being able to like work with our marketing director and everything. And again, it's like we have members from all different ages, all different backgrounds. And you want it as easy as possible, even to the point where because we can use Shopify for people to pay. And so we even make sure that if you pay with Shopify, that always takes you to another page. And a lot of people get scared about that. You're being redirected and am I still at Midway Village? And so we even make sure, like our logo is present and, to, again, not to have a reason for someone to be like, what, this doesn't feel real. I'll come back to it later. We don't want people, to walk away from getting a membership. So we even think about those kinds of things.
Yeah, you might be accidentally buying a trip to the Bahamas. That's what people feel like, I get it. One of the things that drives me nuts is when I fill in all the fields and I miss one. And then at the very bottom, it goes up red. It's like, well, you missed a field. Well, what did I miss? Tell me, what did I miss? And then you go back and you think, oh, no, I didn't miss anything. Go back to submit. It doesn't work. I'm like with Greg on this. I get very, very frustrated very quickly with websites and such. So yeah, your website is very easy, very navigable, and I think that's important.
Yeah. So volunteering opportunities at Midway, membership opportunities at Midway. Anything else that's you're involved with that you want to make sure we highlight about Midway Village Museum?
I'm trying to think that I'm involved with. Maybe not necessarily that I'm involved with, but as a representative of the museum, just want to talk about World War II days that are coming up, September 27th and 28th. That is a phenomenal experience. And I know a lot of people, if you've lived in Rockford, you're familiar with World War II days. But I think it's, when something is annual, it's easy to kind of just, I don't know. It's almost like it's
out
here.
of sight, out of mind is what it is. And and then you're like, oh, that's coming up again. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I can't stress how cool this event is. And so as someone who got to work behind the scenes with it last year, if you want to transport yourself and experience history for what it really is and what it really was, I highly recommend going to World War II days.
They got the school day coming up on September 26th. And then that whole weekend is just all covered in tanks.
Covered in tanks, covered in tents. And these reenactors from all across the United States, they really embody the whole experience. So they're here ahead of time. They're out on our campus. They're camping outdoors. These individuals are not sleeping in hotel rooms or anything like that. Like, it is authentic. So if you want a real experience and you really want to kind of understand what was going on during that time, please come to World War II days.
And I've been a part of that a few times because I worked at Midway for a couple of years while I was in college. And you're not kidding. They're out there in the rain. If it's a rain thunderstorm, I suppose if there's tornado warnings, they're going to come into whatever. That just makes sense. But for the most part, if it's raining, they're out there in their tents. They endure it. And that's the way they do it. So it's an experience. It is. And if you've never, ever done it, I highly, highly recommend you go do that because it does give you history and it's a fun, entertaining afternoon. And knowing that the guy that got, shot and landed in a puddle is going to get up and go home after it's all done and have dinner. That's kind of nice. It's not actual war. It depicts the garbage that they went through. It depicts the horror that they all went through. And it's very, very real. Kudos to Midway for keeping it that way as well. It's like, no, that uniform's not going to work. Go back and get a different jacket or go back and get a different pair of boots. They can't say Nike on them,
That's exactly right. Yep. All the military gear is authentic. And I would say too, like if you're sensitive to noise, bring earplugs because when we close out each day with the battle scene, I mean, these are real explosions. Like you feel it inside your heart. That's how loud it could be. So
it's loud.
Yes. Bring earplugs if you're sensitive to noises.
Yes.
I made that mistake once going to a race in Joliet, a IndyCar race, and not bringing ear protection. That was about as loud as a tank.
Oh wow.
It was crazy loud. So World War II days, September 27th, 28th. There's your admission prices there on the screen. 10 for adults members, 20 for adult non-members. And you can buy your tickets right there. Boom, on the website.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. World War II days for 2025 at our very own gem of Rockford right there, Midway Village Museum on Guilford Road there. So is there anything else that we did not ask you about today that we were hoping that we do? We brought up the donation, and there's volunteer opportunities at Midway Village Museum. We brought that screen up at one point here too. So if you're looking to volunteer and get in free, volunteers get little freebies. Obviously your work is worth something, so they reward you with stuff like that. So anything else?
Yeah. Maybe that, a lot of people, when they think of reenactors, they think of adults, and there's a lot of youth opportunities.
Oh.
So if, if there's somebody who's interested in, of history museums, things like that, we're always looking for, young people to volunteer as reenactors. So you don't just have to be an adult, you could be a youth. And of course that really helps build the the setting and the scene of, what we do in our village and what we do for our other events.
Okay. So if your kids want to get involved, there's opportunities there for your kids to be an actor for a day.
Yeah.
And wear a cool costume and kind of improv a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I guess on the grant side, if anybody ever has any questions or needs any help, definitely reach out to me. Like I said, usually it's smaller nonprofits who they one or two people are doing the majority of the work. And a grant writer usually encompasses 5 different positions, just about. And so, my job is to make sure that from beginning to end, your grant makes sense. Your grant tells a compelling story. Your budget is on point, and that you're going to be able to prove what you're doing at the end of it and report back.
That's a really good point, because most people writing grants for not-for-profits are also the CFOs and the janitors and everything in between. So they have a lot of hats that they wear. And if one of those hats they can take off and pass on to someone like you, who's done this long enough, who knows the quote unquote tricks of the trade, so to speak, it's worth the investment in having a professional grant writer get things done for you. So
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, if anybody has any questions, again, look up Cira on LinkedIn, and we really appreciate your expertise and your willingness to come on and share.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. It's been fun. Really enjoyed it.
Right.
Awesome. Well, you have a great rest of your weekend. We'll catch up with you at the next networking event. All right.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, big number of the week time. Will Tom catch up this week? I'm in the lead by a score of 5-4. And the big number of the week this week is 27 billion. The question is, does it have something to do with connected or cooked? And you sent me your guess, and I got another text while we were chatting there. So
and by the way, while you're doing that, Shane, dude, you could have just it's okay, you didn't have to worry about it. I see you had like a few other, I'm assuming Greg was kidding about Googling. You're probably just a bright guy, and so you can feel free, and if they use your answer, that's all good. It's all well and good. So
yes,
by the way, thank you for watching, viewing, listening, whatever it is, but feel free anytime, buddy, anytime.
Absolutely. Thanks, Shane. He was at a Rockford Linked Lunch yesterday. Our Linked Lunch was at Midway Village Museum, or not Midway, near Midway Village, over at Machine Shed. The second Friday of every month, we have lunch at Machine Shed, and it's called Rockford Linked Lunch. You don't have to have a LinkedIn account to attend, which that's how it started. It started as a in-person LinkedIn group meeting once a month. So
I've had a LinkedIn account for about 15 years. I don't know what my password is. I've never been on it. I was in the early times, but I don't know what my password is.
I tell you what,
I could give the forgot password, couldn't I?
There you go. It's the social media site that's a little bit less drama involved. Let's put it that way. There's less arguments.
Yeah, it's more business oriented rather than Facebook. I'm cooking this afternoon. Here's what I cooked. This big bowl of chili. The
majority of posts on LinkedIn have a definite specific purpose, and it's not about poking the bear. So I really like LinkedIn a lot. Speaking of about 15 years ago, August of 2010 is the year that the 5 billionth device connected to the internet. I don't know how they know this, but apparently they do. It was probably a smartphone back in 2010 when that became the 5 billionth device. As of this month, guess how many billion devices are connected to the internet, from smartphones to TVs to medical devices to automobiles?
Oh, is it 27?
27 billion. So you get the point and tie us up to 5. Yes, that's how many are connected now, estimated to the internet. We have so many smart devices now. Your refrigerator could be hooked up to the internet. Your toaster oven, your air fryer. Do air fryers connect to the internet? I'm guessing that they probably do. But yeah, Tom gets the point as his Wi-Fi kicks him off. We'll get him back on here in a second. So yeah, how many devices do you think are hooked up to the internet in your house right now? And I bet it's almost double what your initial estimate is. And I'm not kidding. I just the number of accounts you have. If you have your smartphone right now and you look up the number of accounts connected to it, that'll probably catch you off guard too, just how many accounts that there are out there. So the other big number this week had to do with a Canadian eatery that prepared an 81-foot long beef kebab, 81 feet long beef kebab wrap to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. I know Guinness Book of World Records seem to come up quite a bit on our show. Why was it 81 feet? Well, here's the kind of the funny part of this one. Originally, the plan was to be 100 feet long. They were going for a goal, Tom, of having a 100-foot long beef kebab wrap at this Canadian eatery. But guess what they forgot to take into account?
Meters and metrics and
cooking shrinkage.
Cooking shrinkage.
Cooking shrinkage.
There was shrinkage, Jerry.
It was cold. Hopefully they'll remember next year. Next year, they're going to attempt to try for a 200-foot wrap. So they'll probably have to start out with about 245 feet worth of meat for this wrap before. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, so I missed a little bit of that, but how apropos is that? 27 billion devices. Well, 26,999,999,999 for a while there.
At one point,
mine went bye-bye.
At one point, we were down one.
We were down one. That's right.
And we had to write all those nines. All right. I think it's probably we've taken care of our business. And are you throwing something in, Shane?
Classic Seinfeld. That's right.
Neither one of us, I would say, is a very good impersonator of George, but we got the line right. Anyway.
My favorite part of that whole thing was when the girl walks in. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she starts smiling and laughing. Like, well, I'm really sorry.
Oh man!
My goodness.
Well, here's something we don't have to exaggerate. The Green Bay football Packers are getting all kinds of kudos all around the NFL. They are taking notice. And why have they taken notice? Well, what did they do the first 2 weeks of their season, Tom? They only shut down the two highest scoring offenses of last season.
Yeah, I know. And not just shut them down. It was 27-6 with 45 seconds left in the Detroit game until Isaac Tesla, what a great name, catches that ball, that unbelievable catch that rivaled Odell Beckham.
There was like ODB. 3 amazing catches in the first week of the season. Yeah, a crazy, awesome highlight catches.
Yeah, OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, no, that was, and then in this Washington game, Zach Ertz gets that touchdown, and that was just, whatever. And then they got the 2 touchdowns they got were kind of after the fact touchdowns. So for the most part, through 3 quarters, almost 4 quarters, they held Detroit to 6 points, and through 3 quarters and about a half, they held Washington to 6 points. That was amazing.
It is amazing. It is.
In fact,
that was easy.
It was. They made it look easy. And did you see after the end of the game, they were chanting, "Let's thank you, Jerry."
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry. Yeah. That was amazing. Jerry Jones, the board of directors in Dallas should just fire him right now. That might be the worst trade ever. Oh, and here's a stat for you. If you watched the game, you saw it on TV. Here's the thing. Bart Starr, when he won his first Super Bowl, 27.
27 years old.
Favre, 27. Aaron Rodgers, 27. Jordan Love turns 27. November 20th or the 22nd or something like
November.
that.
Yep.
20th.
Yep.
He would
That
be
is
27. I'm not predicting Super Bowl. I'm saying that is some crazy, weird symmetry right there.
crazy weird symmetry. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, is a really fun games to watch, both games, right? Michael, Michael's jersey is coming today. So he's throwing them all
Jordan
in
Love
there.
27. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And we've talked about this when the Parsons trade happened, the fact that he's going to raise the level of play of the rest of the defense just because of his presence. Not,
Well, that's a good point because it's not even, he doesn't even have to be in on every play. But
Yeah.
I think what's happening is that this guy comes in and he's going to make us all look bad if he's the only one getting tackles. I'm going to play harder. And Rashawn Gary, this is his third year. He has stepped it up.
And he's a
Devontae
captain.
Wyatt is a captain. I love it. I love it. I love Rashawn Gary too. He's such a good guy. Nice guy, smart guy,
Yes.
good guy. All of that. So all the intangibles that you need on and off the field.
The
Devontae
hardships
Wyatt.
he had his first season and a half or so has turned him into this great player that he is today. It's really awesome.
And he was still pretty good in his rookie season. And
He
last
was.
year was a little different because it was the first year with Jeff Hafley. But the one that's impressing me, I think, the most, two of them, Devontae Wyatt and Kobe Wooden.
Yeah.
I'm saying Kenny who? Kenny who? I mean, Kenny Clark was 29 or 30. Is he 30?
I'm
Well,
pretty sure
whatever he
he's
is.
31
I think he's 30. He goes to Dallas, and God bless him. I like Kenny Clark. I hope he
great.
does well.
In his prime, he was amazing.
Oh, he's still, I think, pretty doggone good, and I hope he does well in Dallas. Yes. Pass rush is scary. Price will be playing all snaps next week. Yeah. Lucas. Yes. Thank you, Michael. Lucas Van Ness is, you guys might as well just.
I should have left Rough Corn.
Yeah, you can get him back on if you want. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Log back on, Michael. And Shane, if you can log on, do so. But anyway, no, this is amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch because we have known for a couple of years that this team was on the brink. And then last year we get Jeff Hafley. And it has taken a year because there were a couple times last year we're like, wait a minute, is this the right guy? We went 11-6. We should have been, for all practical purposes, 13-4. We should have been, because the Bear game should have never happened. And it wouldn't have happened under different circumstances. We didn't even hardly play. Jordan Love played half the game. Malik Willis came in. And some of the other guys were rested. It wouldn't have happened that way. We're a far better team than the Bears. Sorry, Chicago fans, but it is true, and everybody knows it. I'm not slamming you guys. I love my Bear fan friends. And then the Detroit game where we got absolutely hosed several times. There were 6 plays, and you could normally say, there's 1 or 2 plays that could have changed the outcome. Well, we lost that game by 3 points. There were 6 plays. One of them was a touchdown that got taken off the board by Josh Jacobs for a so-called pick by Christian Watson. No,
I remember that now.
Christian Watson was running his route. If the guy runs into him, which happened, that's not a pick. Go back and read your referee's manual there.
Who ran into who?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, incidental contact at the very least, but he ran into Christian Watson. He was going for the ball. He ran into Christian Watson. Anyway, bad call. And there were 6 or 7, at least 6 bad calls in that game. So they should have been 13-4. That would have changed who they played in the first. And then you lose that game 22-10 to Philadelphia, who eventually went on to win the Super Bowl, and they beat up on Kansas City 40-22. They manhandled them. So we lose 22-10, but it was 16-10 in the fourth quarter. We had the ball with 8 minutes left, and for whatever reason the drive stalled, and then they go back and they scored a field goal and then another field goal. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. No, they scored a touchdown because 16-7 is 23. Maybe they went for 2 and missed. I don't know. Maybe they did get 2 field goals. I think that's what it was. I think they got 2 field goals. That's what it was. But anyway, teams can't throw on Packers.
Jealous. This cat's on my lap, and my dog's going, "Hey, I want to be on your lap. You're too big, Vader. You're too big to be on my lap here, Vader."
All right. So here's the deal. Oh, by the way, next Saturday. Well, next Saturday, I'm good. We're not leaving for Cleveland until probably noon. My son and I are going to Cleveland.
All right.
the Packer Cleveland game. My
Yes.
grandson has a soccer game at 11. My son's like, Dad, I really want to see it. I'm like, dude, it's
Yeah.
not a problem. So we get to Cleveland at 9 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock. We were going to leave, and we were going to leave like as soon as the show ended, 9 o'clock, and be done. Or I was going to do it on the road. But no, we're going to watch a soccer game and all that.
Well,
So
let's
we are
just make
going-
sure the Cleveland game isn't a trap game. All right. Let's just make sure the Packers are in that.
Okay.
mindset, right?
Okay. I thought about that. Do you honestly think that Joe Flacco, if he in fact is the quarterback, can outrun Micah Parsons? Do you think a
No.
Cleveland line can hold Micah Parsons? The answer again is no. I think I'm predicting. By the way, what did I predict for the Detroit game? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
26-16. I
Okay.
predicted 26-16. It was 27-13. I'll take that all day. And then I predicted a win for the Packer game, and I think I predicted. I don't remember exactly. In my mind, I knew we would win by probably 10 or 12. I was thinking somewhere around 24-12, 24-14, maybe something like that. But anyway, the Cleveland game. I predict this is our first shutout. That's what I'm thinking, and it may be a fairly low-scoring game. They got Miles Sanders. Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett.
Sanders. He's a receiver somewhere.
They paid him a ton of money to stay in Cleveland, and that's where he is.
Yeah, but outside of that, can you name another Cleveland defensive player? I can't. And yet most of the NFL, most of your watchers everywhere can name at least 3 or 4 Packers. Starting with Micah. So I really do think we're going to probably win the game. I'm going to call it right now. I'm actually going to say 31-0. That's what I'm calling.
31-0.
31-0.
This season could turn into one of my favorite Packer seasons ever was the season that they scored 30 points in almost every single game. Remember that?
Are we talking 2011?
2011.
The year they lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl in the first round.
Yeah. That they looked so dominant all regular season long, and they only lost one game that season, right?
15-1. They lost week 13 to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
My dad and I went to a sports bar to watch it because it wasn't on regular TV. The Bears were playing at noon, so we went to a sports bar called Legends at noon, and we watched the game with a bunch of other Packer fans, and we lost the game. And I was like, well, okay, so we're 12-1. The perfect season is done. That's okay. Then we went 15-1, won the last 3. And then in the very first game of the next season, of the playoffs, we lost. I think it was 38-24 to the Giants. Eli Manning and the Giants, and it was cold. It was about 8 degrees or something, and probably a -10 wind chill. But you know why we lost that game? I'll tell you why. Mike McCarthy, Mr. Conservative, he decided to go ahead and let Aaron Rodgers rest that last game. And I'm pretty sure that was a game that Matt Flynn comes in and throws 6 touchdown passes.
Totally broke records that day. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That was what elevated him to the Seattle Seahawks. He went on the open market, and Seattle couldn't wait to get him. Then Seattle drafted Russell
Wilson. Yeah.
Russell Wilson. And then Russell Wilson became their starter, and Matt Flynn never had a career after that. Anyway, so he sat him, and then we had the overall bye. We had a bye week. It was 3 weeks before Aaron Rodgers played any meaningful football. 3 weeks. He is a timing quarterback. Him and Jordy hook up. Him and Devontae. Well, Devontae wasn't there at the time, but you know what I'm saying. He was a timing quarterback.
Defense. We just didn't have the defense that season to not,
Yeah, but dude, we went 15-1. I mean, we had some defense.
Oh yeah.
I think it was more that we simply couldn't score. You know how many 3-and-out? You give somebody a 3-and-out or a 5-and-out or whatever, and now you just gave them the ball back with another opportunity to score. Had we maintained our offense, had we been able to, had Aaron Rodgers been able to play that last game and whatever, maybe you do take 10, 12, 15 days off for the 2 week, whether your game was a Saturday or Sunday. You're going to have the few days off. That's okay. That's okay. You rest up those weary bones. At the time, they weren't weary bones. He was, fourth, fifth year in the league, sixth year in the league, a very svelte 28 years old. So, had we been able to score more, and maybe we are the ones that put up 34, 37 points, we hold the Giants to about 24 points. We win that game. That turns it around. It's a matter of 2 or 3 series. We don't go 3 and out, but we get them a 3 and out. And of
I
course,
don't
make
know.
no
Yeah,
mistake, Eli Manning, Tom Coughlin, uh, Tiki Barber, who else was that? Michael Strahan. They were
straight.
bona fide great football players. That line was good. I'm taking nothing away from the Giants,
No,
but I am
no.
saying there were reasons why the Packers lost. So fast
Yeah.
forward to now, the Cleveland game, and then we have the Dallas game in Dallas.
And, well, in Parsons, I think he said, if the offense needs to get us 20 points a game, we got the rest.
Oh my God!
And
Oh
that's
my
what
God!
makes this season so much different, and this team so much different. Is he's right?
Yeah.
You give us 3 touchdowns, you give us 21 points, the offense, and we'll take care of the rest. And I believe him.
At what point do they put a C on Micah's chest?
I don't. Well, next year maybe.
Next year, yeah, probably
Next
not
year.
this year.
Not this year, but I think he's going to earn it. I don't know how he doesn't.
Yeah.
It all depends on the off-field stuff, really, and that's the weight room, that's the dealing with fans and such. So far, everything's A plus. Hopefully, when the rough patch comes, and it always does, he keeps his attitude straight, and everything goes
Well,
good. And
let me quell your fears just a bit. Micah Parsons was fiercely loyal to Jerry Jones
He
and
was.
the Dallas Cowboys. He
Yep.
said, "Nope, I want to be a Cowboy for the rest of my life. I love it here. I want to be here. I want to be here. I want to be here." And Jerry
Jerry
Jones said, "Well, the
Pittman.
offer's on the table. If you don't want it, then you can go walk."
Mhm.
Thank you, Jerry.
Jerry played games
Really,
and found
Jerry?
out. Yeah.
Really, Jerry, you got the greatest defensive player to come along in probably the last 20, 25 years. The most dominant guy, undersized but dominant. And you're going to just let him walk. And then you let him walk for 2 first-round picks that are going to be very, very late picks. If we are fortunate enough to make it to the NFC Championship game or even the Super Bowl or maybe even win it, they're going to get a 32, a 31, a 30, a 29, a 28, somewhere around there. That's what the Dallas pick is going to be. You might as well just have given them a couple of early second-round picks.
Right.
And for the next 2 years, and the Packers, this current incarnation of the Packers are going to be good for the next 5 to 7, maybe 8 or 9 years, especially if Brandon Gutekunst is still there, because I think he's the best GM, maybe next to Howie Roseman. He is probably the best GM in all of football. Howie Roseman from Philadelphia is pretty doggone good, and there are a few others. There are
Philly's
some
deep.
ones.
Philly
Yeah,
is
Philly.
deep, so they're probably going to be the challenge. At
Yeah.
least early on, that's what it looks like. They're going to be the challenge.
Well, yeah, and Philly's they have a target on their back, and I think Kansas City's going to beat Philly. I do. I really do think Kansas City's going to beat Philly. It's in
Okay.
Kansas City, I believe, right? Yeah. Anyway, that's the afternoon
Yes.
game. I may be golfing tomorrow. I may not watch it. I may have to tape it. Wow. Yeah, there's only a few opportunities to golf for the rest of the year. So
That's true. That's
so
true.
yeah, I'm gonna take this opportunity because Packers have already played. I do always watch the Bear game, so I'll watch the Bear game. I don't like either Bears in Detroit. I want both team buses to have 4 flat tires and they have to forfeit the game and they both take a loss. Is that possible? Is that going to happen? Could it happen?
No,
We
can't
can
happen.
hope. No, it
Can't happen.
They'll just replay it on a Tuesday afternoon or
Well,
something like that.
Rough Corn's prediction is 42-10 Pack. I really like his prediction. I hope
love it. I love it. Oh yeah, you know what? You're giving Cleveland a garbage touchdown at the end. You're probably
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Because I seriously thought about giving them 3 points, maybe 3 points in the first half. So we go into at 24-3 at the half, and then because my prediction was 31-0, but I thought I should give them 3 points. But 42-10, I could see that.
When you
I
get
could
far up,
absolutely see that.
when you get a big enough lead, then you can start doing things on defense you wouldn't normally do. And you can start
Yeah.
trying things that you wouldn't normally try. So you're going to see players on the field who don't get much time. And that's when those garbage touchdowns could happen. So I got to give them
Yeah.
that.
And here's the thing that the NFL doesn't do enough of. I think if you've got a 37-6 lead and it is late in the third quarter, get Jordan Love out of there.
Yes,
Get him
please.
out of there and let
Yes.
Malik take the rest of the way. Give him some actual game time. He's had game time. We
Yes.
know what he can do, but get him some actual game time so he gets the feel for it. So the first play he plays isn't week 12 when Jordan Love pulls a hammy or something like that. And then you really need him to be sharp down the stretch because we do have a tough schedule. We do. The first part of the schedule is probably the easiest part.
The
Although
AFC.
you look at Detroit and Washington, and I'm thinking, oh my God, we could
Cleveland's
be
the easy
0-2.
part of that. We got Cincinnati, we got Pittsburgh, and don't count out
We got Baltimore. But did you see Baltimore give up 41 points on Sunday night or Monday night, whatever it was?
Buffalo miracle almost there to second
Oh
miracle.
my God. Well, they were down by 15 with 7 or 8 minutes left. And Josh Allen, who I have in my fantasy team, thank you very much.
I wasn't going to turn the game off because I knew you couldn't count them out yet. And as soon as that Derrick Henry fumble happened, I feel bad for Henry because he had such an amazing game. Was it 3 touchdowns and 178 yards or something like that?
Yeah,
great game, but all overshadowed by one single fumble, and that turned the tide. The momentum shifted right there.
I think they ought to get rid of Derrick Henry. Send him to Green Bay. I mean, what the heck? Can you imagine Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs in your backfield?
Oh, that's not even thunder and lightning. That's just thunder and thunder and thunder and thunder and thunder.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well,
amazing stuff.
It's going to be well. We won't have a game to talk about next Saturday because there's no Packer game until a week from tomorrow. But we'll probably talk about other stuff. So anything else? Oh, I do want to plug one more time the fact that tickets are now available for our mass karaoke trivia contest coming up November 13th. These are for the audience. These are to witness the spectacle that has become the mass karaoke trivia contest. And this event will have the potential for audience participation. You won't have to, you won't be forced to, but each audience member will be given a raffle ticket, when they enter the event. And if their raffle ticket is called during the breaks between rounds of trivia that the contestants are playing, then the audience member is going to get an opportunity to play a little game we're calling Triv or Care. You've played maybe Truth or Dare before, but have you ever played Triv or Care? Of course you haven't. It doesn't exist until this event. Triv or Care basically is your choice between answering a trivia question to win an envelope full of prizes or singing a karaoke song chosen by yours truly to win an envelope full of prizes. So come prepared for that. It's going to be a lot of fun supporting not-for-profits. 12 not-for-profits being supported by 12 of our not-for-profit friendly businesses. So 24 organizations will be represented in the room at Tabala Event Center that night on November 13th. 7 p.m. Mark your calendar now. And we're really, really looking forward to a fun night of trivia and karaoke. What, Tom? I know you don't sing, but what would your go-to karaoke song be if you had to pick one?
My go-to would be
if I force
Grand
you to
Funk
pick
Railroad. Some Kind of Wonderful.
Some Kind of Wonderful.
Anybody got a sweet little woman like mine? Got to be somebody. Can I get a witness?
You could pull
that's
that
a great
off.
song. Oh, I could. I think I have a pretty good voice. I could, but I don't. There's something about karaoke I don't like.
Okay.
It's Japanese for tone deaf. That's what it is. No, it's not really. What it actually means is empty orchestra. That's what karaoke means.
And it's the mystery. It's the unknown. It's the mystery of the unknown. Because a lot of times when you go to a karaoke event, if it's just karaoke, and you're kind of wondering, is the singer going to be half good, half bad, really, really bad, or maybe really, really good? You don't know.
Dude, there's nothing worse than some guy going up there and go, start a song, and he's like way off at the very beginning. Wise men say only fools fall in love, and then all of his drunk friends are around him going, "Oh man, Bobby, you knocked it out of the park." No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Take him away, get him a cup of coffee, sit him in the corner, put tape on his mouth, do whatever. Do not let him sing again.
Don't let him out again.
No,
Don't let him out
I'm just
again.
messing. If people are having fun doing karaoke, that's fine. That's
Absolutely.
fine.
And
God
that's-
bless them. I just
that's-
am not a big fan.
It's a good way to have fun, and we're looking forward to seeing who shows up and shows out on our Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest version 3.0. This is our third one.
Yeah.
For those just following along, the first one back in October, we had a $1,000 grand prize that was won by a team playing for Rockford Rescue Mission, and we did it again in April. The winning team won $2,000 for the Rock House Kids. This time, we've got a $5,000 grand prize being put out there by our friends at Medicare 411. Thank you to Tracy Foltz and her amazing team at Medicare 411 for being our champions for this event and awarding the champion of the event a $5,000 grand prize for winning the whole thing. There will also be two $1,000 prizes given out courtesy of Gemini Solar and where'd it go? Courtesy of our friends at Gemini Solar. And I've got this whole stack of things here, Tom. There it is, Gemini Solar and our friends at Waldom Electronics. They are going to be giving away prizes for the overall trivia winner and overall team karaoke winner that does not win the grand prize.
Right.
So 3 teams will be winning prizes for their not-for-profits at this event. And somebody in the audience is going to have an opportunity to also win a nice big cash prize for their chosen not-for-profit as well.
That is so cool.
When you go to our ticket, we're using Ticket Bud as our ticket service provider. And when you go to our tiny URL that I put on the screen here just a little bit ago, when you go to the tinyurl.com/incrowd815, when you buy your ticket, you're going to be asked to choose which not-for-profit you are going to support. And yes, you do need to choose one. I know there's a lot of them. You probably are like, I like them all, but we're asking you to choose your favorite not-for-profit as a part of us keeping a little poll to see which not-for-profit generates the most ticket sales and the most interest in this event. All right. We want to award them a prize just for doing that as well. So looking forward to this big time. All right, dude, we went an hour and a half again this week.
I know. Hey, lunch. We're supposed to be doing lunch at some point.
We got to do lunch again real soon. We got to.
Yeah, we do. This week could be tough for me. Maybe next week.
Do we invite listeners to join us?
I would love it. Make them do an RSVP. Give them your email address and RSVP. And if we have 8 people, that'd be great. We can do the shed.
Maybe one of our local restaurants can do a little something for us and give us a little break on a little group thing. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll throw that out there as a brainstorming idea.
Well, you're the sales part of this team. I'm just I'm the good looks and entertainment.
All right. Thank you, Shane. Thank you for your participation today. That made it a lot of fun too.
And Michael as well. Oh, Michael's going to the Baltimore game. Is that in Green Bay? It has to be. You're not going to Baltimore. I don't know.
Yeah, that's in Green Bay. So.
Oh, see, that couldn't have worked out any better. The Cincinnati game as well, and then the Pittsburgh game is in Pittsburgh, and I think that's a game we can win because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to fare well against Micah Parsons.
That's a really good question. What
number 8? Meet number 1.
That could wow. But that is in Pittsburgh. The Packers go.
It is
to Pittsburgh for that. So the cheer will be a little bit different when Micah sacks.
It's game 8, week 9 is when it is.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And that's going to be so much hype, and it's not going to live up to the hype. I don't think so.
I would have agreed with you, except for how well Aaron Rodgers did in week 1. So if he stays healthy,
Yeah. if he's in the NFL, is praying to God that he stays healthy.
That's good. Oh yeah, the highest ratings on that game. Steelers,
Mhm.
Packers, Rodgers taking on, because he did not get to play the Packers as a Jet.
No, he did not.
That didn't happen.
No,
That didn't
that's
happen.
right.
So
In fact, the Packers may be the only team, much like Brett Favre. When Brett Favre went to Minnesota, the only team he had not beaten was
the Packers.
the Packers. He didn't play him as a Jet. And you're right. But Brett Favre had beaten every other team in the NFL at least
Yep.
once.
One of
And
the few quarterbacks to ever beat every single NFL team.
Yeah, isn't that something?
That's amazing stat. That's one of those amazing
Yeah.
stats. And prayers for Brett Favre too. He announced recently he's
Yeah.
having Parkinson's, and
Now they've made great strides with that. Maybe there's enough medication out there and enough therapy and this and that he can last a number of years.
You look at what Michael J. Fox has gone through and how long he's survived with it.
Right.
You know, that's at least encouraging, I think. So
I miss those days of Brett Favre, and as time
He was
goes
so
on,
exciting.
what's that?
He was so exciting. It's so exciting. to
He was
watch.
just so fun to watch. As time goes on, I think if you ever hated Brett Favre, shame on you. You should never hate Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers or anybody. There's a few people I can think we can hate. We can hate what's his name, Tyler Robinson. I don't want to get into that too much, but we can hate him. We still shouldn't even do that. God doesn't want us to hate anybody, but
No.
I'd like to kick him in the kneecaps. I would. For those of you who don't know, he's the one who shot Charlie Kirk. So sad
Hate
that
evil.
day on Wednesday. But
Hate
anyway, back to the Brett Favre thing. And then Aaron Rodgers. Now, I think there's still a lot of animosity towards Aaron Rodgers. I don't have any animosity towards Aaron Rodgers. He simply is competitive. And that's what we loved about him. Now we can't hate that about him. We loved his competitiveness. He gave us the
absolutely.
Super Bowl and a chance at, every year you knew your team was going to be fighting for a Super Bowl. There were a couple times when he kind of single-handedly threw it away. Mike McCarthy threw it away.
Right.
Mike Holmgren kind of threw it away back in the day. Brett Favre threw it away a couple times. He even did it with Minnesota. His last pass in the NFL was I can't remember who it was, but it was a New Orleans
that
Saint.
stopped them in New Orleans. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so exciting. So exciting.
Mhm.
Well, we are again looking forward to our big event, and a big shout out again to one of our celebrity judges, Mark Henderson. If you haven't been following Mark's Weather Hub, he's doing a great job of updating his weather every day, numerous times a day on his Facebook Weather Hub page, very accurately and very descriptively, doing a great job. Thank you, Mark Henderson. And thanks for agreeing to be one of our celebrity judges for the Mass Karaoke Trivia
For
Contest.
those of us not on Facebook, does his Weather Hub go anywhere else other than Facebook?
I don't know if
We
he's got
should
a
have
YouTube
asked him.
yet. I don't know if he's got a YouTube channel yet. I haven't checked.
Okay, all right. That's all right. I'll find it. If I'll go Mark's Weather Hub, and if I won't get it at Mike's Weather Hub. I'll go Mark's Weather Hub, and if it shows up anywhere else, then great. If it doesn't, I don't know. I can't do Facebook. I'm sorry.
He does have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
He
All
does
right.
have a YouTube channel. Doesn't look like he's updating it as much as he does on Facebook. Facebook has been his number one place to go. But watch, I bet eventually he gets the YouTube thing going more as well. Awesome. Special thanks to Michael Ruffcorn from Wholesale Payments. Again, check out wholesalepayments.com or get a hold of Michael Ruffcorn here locally if you want to swipe away your processing fees. He has literally, no joke, saved businesses thousands of dollars on credit card processing fees, and he wants to do that for your business as well. He's hosting our InCrowd 815 free networking group September event, September 25th at Chilango's Authentic Mexican Cuisine. That's just off of Harrison, right behind the Culvers on Harrison and Rockford. So easy to find.
Yeah. Right.
You
Yep.
find them behind the Culvers on Harrison.
Just past the post office, about a half a mile past the post office.
You got it.
You're
And then
heading east.
Thanks to Stephanie Grimm from the Haven Network for joining us and informing us about all things the Haven Network and what they do. TheHavenNetwork.org, their website. And of course, Cira Richardson, who representing
Yeah.
Midway Village Museum and her fund development management, independent grant writing services. If you're not for profit is looking for some funds for something maybe special you're hoping to accomplish, and there might be a grant for that. Ask Cira to search for you and get her involved with your not-for-profit and watch what happens. It could be a really, really great thing. So, oh no, you don't. Oh, last quote. I got to throw this on the screen because I don't know if you read it. All white football signed by all the players from the Super Bowl Packer champs 2010. Shane got while on deployment. Dude, that's awesome.
Wow.
You're welcome to bring that to one of our events to show it off, Shane, but we'll try not to drool all over it.
Wow.
Next
That
week,
is awesome.
Next week, a couple of very beautiful ladies, Tom. Try to contain yourself. We have
Oh, jeez. Okay.
we have two gorgeous women joining us next week. Gabrielle Foreman is part of Rockford Promise and works as a workforce development coordinator. And Shannon Kelly is now with Rosecrans. You might remember Shannon Kelly from WIFR Channel 23. She was on the news for a few years, and now she's with Rosecrans as their director of development. They're going to be on the show with us next week, and they're very bright individuals too. I'm hoping they can help us with the trivia and maybe get back on the 5, 6, or 7, all 7-point scores.
That's right. And then when we're all done, we can say,
That was easy.
right?
And if I didn't say so earlier, I'll say it again now just to make sure I did. The trivia that I will be using at the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest, November 13th, are questions Tom has given us on this show previously this year. I'm going to have 10 envelopes, each with a trivia question and karaoke song associated with the envelope. And when you randomly choose one, the questions used for those envelopes are Tom questions from this show and previous episodes this year.
All right. So what is the percentage? How many people are going to choose trivia over karaoke?
I don't know. It's going to be their choice. It's going to be.
Oh, I'm guessing it's going to be 9 out of 10 trivia. There might be one brave soul that says, "Oh, give me a mic. I'll get up there." How can I be sure?
I'll tell you this though, Tom. I'll tell you this. If they get the trivia question wrong, someone else will get the opportunity to sing the karaoke song affiliated with that envelope. So they will lose. If they get the answer wrong, they will lose the opportunity to win that envelope full of prizes. I'm throwing it out there because it makes it more exciting if you have a chance to lose.
Yeah. So nobody else gets to answer that trivia question.
No, it'll be, this is the right answer. And do you want, does someone in that section want to sing the karaoke song to possibly win? And your karaoke song will be, it won't be a whole song. It'll be a portion of a song. And the celebrity judges will determine whether or not you performed enough to win the prizes.
Oh, geez, put the pressure on old Mark Henderson and Garrett and who else? Chelsea. Who else is going to be there for?
They're going to earn
Whitney?
their free beverage.
Whitney won't be a judge, but she'll be there, right?
Tamika from Good Day State Line is going to be our other
That's
celebrity judge. Whitney Houston. I'm asking.
Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
She's
Whitney Martin, who has been a celebrity judge for our first two events. She is being asked to kind of co-host with me a little bit on this one. So yeah, all right. Sounds like she's going to be available to do that. So that's the plan. But looking forward to a fun night. And then Garrett Rapp from The Color Morale, our chief judge and lead singer for The Color Morale. He knows talent. He is talent. He's been talent. He's seen it all over the country when he's traveled with the Warp Tour. So he knows what he's looking for. So
all right.
All right, buddy.
Cool.
Remember, friends, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week and every day this week. And we'll try to do the same. Meet you back here next week for another In Crowd 815 podcast. Buddy, have a great rest of your weekend.
You too, dude.
All right,
we'll see you.
815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815